With the drought still lingering and the holidays upon us, we're left to wonder how the Christmas trees are holding up. Carolina Week's Marissa May shows us that not even the drought can ruin the holiday spirit.
There are more than 35 million Christmas trees sold each year in the United States, and North Carolina ranks second behind Oregon. In fact, the official White House Christmas tree is an 18.5-foot Fraser fir from Ashe County. Owner of Jordan Lake Christmas Tree Farm, Byron May, says this year is no different than any other.
The quality looks as good as we've had in previous years. Supply has been good. So I think that all in all, everybody's fared pretty well.
The Felix family came out to the farm to pick out the family fir. They hoped this season's drought wouldn't affect their Christmas selection.
There's always a good tree, but we're not terribly picky as long as it's a nice tree to be had.
While mature trees made it through the drought, proper maintenance is necessary to keep them fresh. Making sure the stump is cut properly and fully submerged in water will help maintain the life of your tree.
With the upkeep involved with a real tree, many people have opted for a plastic replacement. Not having to worry about loose needles, and because many artificial trees come with lights already installed, a plastic tree might seem like an easy option to join in on the holiday spirit. But May says nothing can replace a true spruce.
Obviously, the aroma, the smell, you can't get with anything else, certainly not an artificial tree.
And this season, there's no excuse not to have the natural smell in your home. In Apex, I'm Marissa May, Carolina Week.
This year, a 7-foot tall tree will run you just about $56. This week is World AIDS Week, and 14 organizations at UNC are putting this epidemic in the spotlight. On display are 10 sections of the more than 6,000 square foot AIDS Memorial quilt. The quilt debuted 20 years ago and covered the entire area from the Washington Monument to the Capitol building. You can see the quilt at lots of locations on campus, including in the Student Union, at the Campus Y, and in the Global Education Center. There are still several more events later this week. On Thursday, there will be a free walk-in AIDS testing from 10 to 3 and a prayer vigil at 5 that afternoon. Closing ceremonies will be on Friday from 3 to 5 in the pit.
Starbucks fans on campus will have to wait a few more months until they can stop hiking to Franklin Street for coffee. Delays in the construction to the new Starbucks at Rams Head Dining Hall mean the new cafe won't open until at least March. The space that used to be the in-zone sports cafe remains empty because construction hasn't even started yet. Starbucks was supposed to open in September, but officials are waiting for the NC Department of Insurance to review the design plan. The Department of Housing and Residential Education is putting the renovation plans for South Campus dorms on hold, too. Hinton James was originally scheduled for renovations this year. Now the project won't start for at least another 5 years because of high construction costs. But workers will install window air conditioning units to provide AC in all dorms within the next few years.
Cheese contaminated with dangerous bacteria is on its way off North Carolina store shelves. Last weekend, Sweetwater Valley Farms, a company based in Tennessee, recalled its Southern Cheddar Jack Volunteer Special Cheese. The cheese is sold in North Carolina and 5 other states across the country. It was distributed between September 19th and November 18th. It was also potentially distributed across the U.S. in gift baskets sold on the company's website. So far, there haven't been any reports of illness from the tainted cheese. Documents in the Walmart tax fight with the state of North Carolina and the Department of Revenue will remain public, despite the company's attempts to keep them private. Walmart asked to keep documents about the case under seal and asked for a protective order after the Wall Street Journal posted some of those documents online. A judge denied the request, saying it would violate the public's guaranteed legal right to access court documents. The Department of Revenue criticizes Walmart for moving funds around in order to report lower profits, though Walmart claims the tactic is legal.
More than 12,000 members of the Writers Guild of America are still on strike as contract negotiations continue. Writers from film, radio, and television stopped working because they aren't receiving payment for the distribution of their work on the internet. The strike began November 5th and has attracted a number of big-name supporters, including John Edwards. There's a media blackout on negotiations between the parties, so it's difficult for writers to track any progress. Hillsborough resident Stephen DeMorris writes for the soap opera All My Children. He says the producers need to pay writers what they deserve.
The producers plead that it's a new technology. You've got to let us use your work for free until we get the technology up and running. And our point of view is we'd be delighted for you to make $1 or $1 million as long as we get our cut of it.
The last writer's strike was in 1988 and cost the industry close to $500 million. When you leave home for the day, do you lock your dog inside or put it on a leash in the yard? The Orange County Tethering Committee met recently to present recommendations for changes in tethering regulations. With this proposed recommendation, owners would be able to tether dogs and lawns on chains at least 10 feet long with a swivel hook. Owners would have to follow time constraints as well, allowed to tether their dogs for 3 hours within a 24-hour period. There would also be requirements regarding the size of dog kennels and the types of collars. If the new recommendation passes, there would be an education period along with a public response period to test the plan. Before Thanksgiving, we told you about our friend Sadie, and we're pleased to tell you that she has a home now. Now let's tell you about this week's featured pet. Meet Buddy, a 3-year-old lab hound mix. He's a gentle dog who's always well composed. He loves to play and he loves to dance. Buddy came to the shelter almost a month ago, and he's still looking for someone to give him a home because he wants to be somebody's best buddy. For more information about how you can adopt Buddy or any of the other animals at the shelter, visit our website at carolinaweek.org.
And we're joined now by weathercaster Mallory Nichols.
Well, Mallory, the weather has just been fluctuating through temperatures, hot and cold. Is it going to stabilize anytime soon?
Well, I know people with allergies, including myself, certainly hope that it does. It's almost December and many of us are wishing for cooler weather. I'll let you know if our wishes are about to come true after the break.